Facebook. And welcome to Nancy's Neighborhood, folks, and it's great to be back with you today. We took a little sabbatical for the last show because I had a committee meeting that I needed to go to, and those things happen, you know. But I'm thrilled to two things. Dr. Bill Seymour is with us today in Nancy's Neighborhood, but actually he lives in Nancy's Neighborhood. But anyway, Dr. Seymour is president of Cleveland State Community College, and he's here to share with us a big event that is coming up on March the 28th, and it's Community First. And so, welcome, Dr. Seymour.
Well, thank you, Nancy. Always good to be in your neighborhood, and I spend several hours in your neighborhood.
Yes, you do.
But yes, this is our biggest event of the year. It's a celebration of something that we believe is very important, that is always recognizing people who put community first. That's kind of our motto. And so we take that off campus and we find people throughout the 5 counties that we serve, and we want to recognize them. So we've got a great slate of folks that we're going to recognize this year, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But you're right, it's on March 28th. Mm-hmm. Starts at 6:30 that evening. It's going to be in the Lane Center on the Cleveland State campus, and you will not believe how we transform a gymnasium into one of the most beautiful banquet facilities you ever wanted to see. And so a great dinner. We're going to have excellent entertainment through an ensemble from the Cleveland Orchestra. They'll play during dinner, but the highlight of the show are our honorees that we'll recognize that night. And you know about it because you were in the first class in 2016.
Thank you, and very honored to have been there. Thank you very much. Now, why is it important that we bring in the community for Cleveland State?
Well, we're a community college.
Right.
And that is our mission, and our only purpose is to serve people that live in this area, whether they're students or a business or industry that we can help train and provide great employees. And so we want to do this as a way of giving back. So I don't call them the Cleveland State Community First Awards. I just call them the Community First Awards.
Right.
We present them, and we have sponsors, and Southeast Bank is our primary sponsor this year, so we appreciate them very much. But we're also looking for other sponsors, and so there's all kinds of levels. And if a company wants to be a sponsor, we'll certainly find lots of ways to recognize you for this event, or you could be a table sponsor. Tables are $1,000, or if that doesn't quite fit, we can sell tickets at $75 a piece.
Right.
And we look for all kinds of ways to get people to participate.
Now, you mentioned the 5-county area. So what are those counties that Cleveland State serves?
Well, of course, that's Bradley County, Polk County, McMinn County, Monroe County, and Meigs County.
Wow. That's 5, and that's a lot of territory that you all have to cover.
And so we get nominees from all over those areas. And this year it's worked out that we've got honorees that are coming from 4 out of those 5 counties. And it kind of changes over time. But this is our 4th annual event already, so we're pretty excited about that.
And it's a wonderful event. I've been every year, and of course the first year I was required to go, but after that I have been because it's just a great event. And like you say, the gymnasium does not look anything like a gymnasium.
No.
The food is really good, the entertainment's good, and the people that are being recognized, it's such an honor.
Yeah, I think it's probably the only award program of its kind in the area. Most other award programs, you have to be somehow connected with that organization to receive an award from that organization. The Chamber Awards are a little bit different, but this is unique in that it could be anybody from 5 counties. So we depend upon nominations that come from individuals, and we have 9 different categories from arts, education, business, philanthropy, nonprofit leadership, student leadership, volunteer service. That was almost all of them, but I'll tell you more about it.
Yes, yes, when we start counting it down. But I think that's interesting, and I think that's something good for people to know, that they don't have to have been a graduate of Cleveland State. They don't have to have even attended Cleveland State.
You don't have to have any affiliation with Cleveland State. We just want to facilitate this for the community and make sure that we help those individuals that stand out by always putting community before self that fit with that ideal. Those are the folks that we're looking for. So we probably had about another 60 nominations this year. We've had that many probably every year. And so we look at the new nominations and we look at some of the ones from the past that have been highly regarded by our committee, and we kind of look at all that. So it was a really good mix of people.
It is, and the fun thing about it is when you get there for the gala, you get to see people that maybe you haven't seen all year. And I don't know whether I shared this with you or not, but the young man that won the community service last year, Jason Robertson, I had taught his dad at Inglewood, and I hadn't seen any of them in forever.
Lots of
and
connections.
It was so wonderful.
Well, this year we've got one person who's being honored who is nominated by somebody, and that other person who's winning happened to nominate the other person. So it's a big family around here, and we appreciate that, and so it's going to be a lot of fun.
It is, and Cleveland and Bradley County are a small enough community that good, bad, or ugly, but people know what you are doing or have done. And being actually a native of Athens, I know the same thing because I was at Junior Achievement today. We need some people to do JA in a day at North City Schools, so I just got on the phone and contacted a few people. So
and we're happy to partner with JA. We provide them a facility to do their thing. We do the same thing with a unit for the Boys and Girls Club. We provide that at no charge on our campus, and we have, probably about 100 different events that happen on our campus from groups in town, a lot of them nonprofits, and we provide facilities for free because we want to be a campus living room and help out all these nonprofits that we can.
And I saw on Facebook today you had a young man from Taylor School who took your job for a few hours.
He did, and I was afraid he was going to steal it too because he was outstanding. A fourth grader, Noah Russell, and we have a best partnership with Taylor Elementary through the chamber, and he won an essay contest, and it was outstanding. And he got at the head of the table for our cabinet meeting, and he went down that agenda and just like a pro. He was outstanding.
And that is wonderful. Yeah, and then I understand you've invited him to attend Cleveland State when he graduates from high school.
Well, I tell every student that if they graduate high school, I got a free scholarship for them.
Yes, you do.
Thank you to the state of Tennessee and Tennessee Promise.
Absolutely, and that's wonderful. Now, I think we have some breaking news for Nancy's Neighborhood.
Yeah, you get to hear it first.
Yes, here on Nancy's Neighborhood. So
don't tell Ralph Baldwin, but it's supposed to be in the paper on Sunday, but we're going to...
Okay.
I'm not sure when you're airing. I'm sorry.
Right now, we are live on Facebook.
Oh, even better. So cool. Right. Well, let me tell you who has been selected to be honored this year.
Yes.
And we put these out in advance because we want people to get excited about the event and come out and support their friends and colleagues. And so the first category is arts. We're going alphabetically here.
Okay.
And so this year's winner is Dwight Richardson. You know him well.
Yes.
And you do a lot of support in the arts as well, but Dwight's outstanding, working with the Allied Arts Council. Is that the right name for
Yes,
it?
yes.
And
which is a committee
we're
of the
really
chamber.
excited about Dwight being honored, and
Right.
I've talked to all these people already, so they know what's happening.
Okay.
In business, somebody from Monroe County, at least his work was in Monroe County, and that's Ron Hammondtree. He was the president of the Tellico Reservoir Development Agency, which is the economic development unit in Monroe County that work with a lot of industries in the Tellico West Industrial Park and all the businesses in Monroe County. And he's been a true leader of that area. He's brought a lot of business to that area. And he's been really a good friend to Cleveland State. So they wanted to make sure that they had a community college in their area to support business and industrial training, and so they provided us a facility to do that. So that's a very new center for Cleveland State, but that's just an aside. The work that Ron does up there is tremendous, and there's a lot of great people in that category, but we'll get them next year.
Yes, we will. I mean, that's one thing they can carry over. Now, we do have a Cleveland State campus in Monroe County. Is it in Von Orr?
It's in Von Orr.
Okay.
It's located right in the middle of the Tellico West Industrial Park on Route 72, pretty close to 411. And so that's our most northern spot where we do what we do. The next category is in education. Again, a very competitive category, lots of great teachers and administrators, and we're staying in Monroe County for this one. So Eric Weaver is the principal of Sweetwater High School.
Great guy.
A veteran, outstanding individual, a coach. So he hits a lot of different categories, and again, some excellent nominations last year and this year for Eric, and so we're going to honor him in the education category. Another category is healthcare. And again, we've had some really great folks that have been honored last year as Dr. Bill Johnson, and we certainly have had others, but this year in Bradley County is Dr. Jim Olson.
Yes.
And I don't know him very well personally, but outstanding nomination. I know he's involved with the Caris Center and the dental clinic and doing some amazing work for folks that really need that kind of assistance.
Fantastic person,
Yep.
willing to go in and do something that we hadn't had done in Bradley County before, and it's working.
Yeah, and there's going to be some other things coming from United Way soon that folks will hear about. But Jim Olson, outstanding nonprofit leadership. So these are people that lead nonprofits, and this year's winner is Lynn Volz with the Cleveland Bradley Education Foundation. And I think before that she was with the Hospital Foundation, if I remember the history on that.
Yes.
But anybody that knows Lynn understands that she's outstanding. She was nominated by Ron Brahm, and I'll come back to that in a minute.
Okay.
Another category is philanthropy, and sometimes this means money given to causes in the community. Sometimes it's giving of themselves. It can be a number of things, but this year's winning pair, and I think when I say it, people understand that Pat and Gary Fuller are a dynamic duo and worthy of being recognized for all the good things they do in our community, for their giving and service that they provide, not only here locally, but even internationally. And
Right.
They certainly are role models in that area.
Absolutely.
Yep. And then public service, and this is certainly really good timing. Gary
it is.
Farlow is our honoree in public service and very deserving. It's just working out. We didn't really know what was going on, but when he announced his retirement last week, so it'll be kind of a nice thing to honor Gary as he exits. So his last day of work is going to be on March 29th. This is the day before, so it's working out really good.
Perfect. We couldn't have planned it any better.
Yeah, and category in student leadership, and this could be a fourth grader like the young man I met today, or it could be a college student, but we actually are honoring two individuals because this is a category where these people may not be there the next year. It might graduate or move on or something. But one young lady, and this is the only person that we're honoring from Cleveland State, Amanda Forbes is an adult student. She is president of our Phi Theta Kappa, doing some marvelous things in terms of student leadership. She is a parent with children. She's battled through some health issues. Just a great success story and a role model for other folks. And folks will really enjoy getting to know Amanda. And the other student is Taylor Odom. That's a female, Taylor, and she is a student at Meigs County Schools. And I read through her nomination, and just amazing what some of our young people do while they're
really
going to
is.
school and serving our community and giving of themselves. Just an amazing ethic. And so I look forward to getting to know Taylor better. I talked to her on the phone yesterday. And the last category, last but not least, is volunteer service, and that's the category in which you were honored. This year's honoree is Ron Brahm.
Very deserving.
And if people don't know Ron, they must be living under a rock.
That's exactly right.
Because he's a great businessman from our community. He volunteers for everything leadership. And he was nominated by Lynn Volz. So those two had a common love fest there. I shouldn't say that on TV or radio. They understand what I mean.
Right.
But common admiration society or something like that.
Yes.
So really excited for Ron, and I've enjoyed getting to know him in our community. So that's 9 different categories, and it makes for a really exciting evening. So we get all their friends and neighbors. We have lots of business and organizations that believe in the ethic of putting community first that come out. So we are selling tickets and sponsorships. You go to the Cleveland State website, www.clevelandstate.cc.edu. You'll find it. If you Google Cleveland State, and on the front page, you'll see a flyer that says Community First Awards, and you just click on that. It'll take you to where you want to go. But we hope you can join us on March 28th.
And it should be a wonderful event. And
Yep.
then for all of these people added together, one of those people will be the overall winner.
Yeah, that's the
So,
secret for the evening, is that one of them will be selected as the Community First Person of the Year, and they receive a special award. And I think folks will be very pleased with that selection. And so it has a little drama that we save for that night.
Yes, and we didn't jump you on that one, Ralph. Ralph, you will get to know that one at the same time the rest of us do. Dr. Seymour, thank you so much for being on with me today. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and always a pleasure to find out what's going on at Cleveland State.
I enjoy it too. I'll see you in the neighborhood, all right?
Yes, you will, in the neighborhood. Folks, don't go away. Remember, watch our commercials, support our sponsors because they pay our bills, and I'll be right back with another guest who has some other exciting things that are happening in the community. So don't go away. I'll be right back.